Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Richie D here. Today I want to talk to you guys about a video game series that's very important to me. So as many of you know, I'm a very big fan of Pokemon. From the original red, blue, and yellow, all the way down to black and white. Everything from collecting the Pokemon, to spending the time and training with them, to beating the gym leaders, to conquering the Elite Four, and just everything about that collective experience. The artwork, the music, the interaction with other players, the interactions you get with real people, just everything about that is, it's really just cemented as probably, I would say, my favorite video game franchise through my entire gaming life. It may not be my favorite one video game in time, but it's definitely my favorite complete series. Let me take you back to when I was younger. You know, I had the purple Game Boy Color, and I had Pokemon Blue, and I used to play that game so much. You know, of course I played other games when I was younger than that, but Pokemon was really the first game that I sunk hours and hours and hours into. And, you know, it was just something that you could play for a few hours at a time, sit it down because it was portable, pick it up, go for a walk and play it while you're walking. You know, sit down on the couch when you have like 15-20 minutes to play, and you know, just grind and level your Pokemon. And it also, for me, it was something that you could take the Game Boy to school, or you could just sit down at lunch or sit down in between classes and talk to your friends about different things that's happened, rumors that you've heard with Pokemon, you know, with like Missing No and Mew being actually built in the game, and how to catch Mewtwo and things of that nature. You know, it was really that first game for me that opened up the social aspect of gaming and really just showed me that there's so much more to this video game thing than just sitting at home on a console by yourself or just with one friend. This Pokemon game opened up to, you know, anybody with this game. If we brought a link cable, you know, we could play together. And for me, I think that's really what drew me to the Pokemon series and cemented it in my gaming heart so much. You know, from after the Red and Blue series, I upgraded to the Gold and Silver. And I bought both Gold and Silver, and I remember playing alongside Ash as the anime was going, just playing and doing my best to stay in front of him at all costs. I would play so much to make sure that I had more badges than Ash, and I had better Pokemon than Ash, and I had better Pokemon than my friends, and all that. And I really just think that with the games and the anime series running alongside each other, for me at least, I just thought it was so cool that, yeah, you didn't have to have, you know, maybe my friend couldn't afford a Game Boy, so he could only watch the anime series. But you know, with Pokemon, everything was so relative and so close to each other for the most part that, yeah, maybe he couldn't afford that, but we could still sit down at lunch or whenever and just talk for an hour or 2 hours or half an hour about Pokemon, and it didn't matter. You didn't need the Game Boy. You didn't, and maybe you didn't have TV at the house, so you just played Pokemon on your Game Boy Advance, or your Game Boy, I mean. And yeah, you could do that. You could sit down, maybe I just played the video games. I could sit down with someone who only watched a TV show, and we could just talk about Pokemon. And I really think that's something that opened up the community so much, and it helped so much with expanding the lore and the fandom for Pokemon, and it really just turned into something more than I really think the developers even intended to. Now, you know, as I got older, I think with a lot of people my age, we hit the point after Gold and Silver that maybe we were younger, we were growing up with Pokemon, and it started to feel childish. You know, that was something that you played when you were younger. Honestly, I didn't play Ruby and Sapphire, and I didn't play Platinum and Crystal and all those. And for a little bit in my life, you know, I wasn't a big fan of Pokemon. Some of my other friends played it, but I didn't play it too much because, you know, that was something I did when I was younger. I didn't care about that. I thought it was childish. I moved on to other things in my life. And, you know, for a long time, that Pokemon wasn't a part of my gaming. It just wasn't. I stuck to, like, my PS2 and things like that, and I didn't play Pokemon. Now, that changed, I want to say, around my junior or senior year in high school when Pokemon Black came out. And for me, we were all at the age where, yeah, that nostalgic stuff was really starting to get to the point where, yeah, we wanted to play those games again. We wanted to become Pokemon trainers again. And everybody, the unpopular kids, the popular kids, the athletes, you know, the quiz bowl teams, everyone went out and got that game. And I just thought it was an awesome time in my schooling career, my gaming career, to see people from, you know, from every single walk of life in that school come together and play Pokemon together and talk about it, and talk about what they've seen, and who they've played, and what Pokemon they've caught. And again, that just brought me back to, you know, being in first grade and sitting around with my friends and having that initial discussion about these Pokemon that we just weren't introduced to. And I just, for me, that again solidified Pokemon as such a great series in my eyes. And for me, you know, that's another reason that Pokemon has become so important, because, you know, I started my gaming career out playing it, and up to this day, I still go back. I play Soul Silver. I play, you know, I have the emulators of Blue. I still play that, and I just think there's not another series, at least to me, that I can go back and play like that. You know, maybe the Mario Kart series, maybe other Mario series, but for me, I don't really get the urges to play that. If they're there, I'll play it. But sometimes I'll be like, you know what, I just want to hop on my laptop, boot up an emulator, and play Pokemon Blue for a little bit. And I think that's so awesome for a game that came out that long ago to be able to still be so prominent in my gaming life. And with Pokemon X and Y coming out, you know, this is such a big leap for the Pokemon franchise. This is really going to get people to pick up, you know, the 3DS or the 3DS XL, and we're making a jump into the 3D land. I mean, that's so awesome to get from a game that I used to play on a Game Boy Color with 2D sprites. And now we're getting into fully 3D. You know, for me, I think that's such a cool full circle to see the evolution of Pokemon and where it's gotten. And for me, I'm just very excited to see where the Pokemon franchise is headed, and where, again, that still gaming community and that sense of having like a greater community, greater than just your circle of friends, it will really lead the Pokemon franchise. And I really have high hopes that this new Pokemon game is going to expand that beyond it, like my wildest imagination. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Be sure to get down there, press the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Comment with any thoughts you have on this video, you know, any experience with Pokemon you have, what Pokemon means to you. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys.